Hi everyone, Kevin here with Montagical Multimedia, and I could give you the usual spiel of how come we've not had many tutorials out recently, but I'm not going to because it will waste your time, so I'm sorry. Also, you may have noticed that I have updated to Photoshop CS5, which I will say I really like, and I'm finally glad I got my copy. It is pretty awesome, but if you're still living in the Photoshop CS4 years, don't worry about it because everything I do in this tutorial you will be able to do in Photoshop CS4 and probably below that too. So just follow along and you should get it. So what we're going to be doing today is a basic watercolor effect, which I really like. I was messing around with watercolors last night on Photoshop and I found out how to do this. So it's kind of a basic effect, but it also utilizes layer masks and some more well, not very advanced, but more complex techniques. So just follow along and you should be good. We're just gonna make a new canvas here. I'm gonna have it 1280 by 720, just RGB, all the standard stuff. We're gonna call it watercolor effect, I guess. Oops, not the best typing guy. We can close this, I don't need it anymore. Alright, so here's our new canvas. We are going to first off make a new layer, and we are going to go to Layer, New Fill Layer, Solid Color, and we're just going to make it white. You may have noticed that the background was white, but this is going to be so we can add a filter effect. So once we've done that, we're going to go up to Filter, Filter Gallery, and if it asks you to rasterize the image, just do that. And we're going to go to the texturizer under the textures folder, appropriately named, I guess. Make sure your texture is selected to canvas. The scaling is about 75. The relief is 3, and the light is at top right, and invert is not checked. So get all those settings ready and click OK. And you may have noticed, you actually probably don't notice, but I can see in there. I'm pointing at my screen right now, but you can't see that. I don't know why. You can see there's a little texture in there that looks kind of like a canvas. So anyway, you can't see that now, but it will make a difference later. So after we have done that, we're gonna drag in a texture. I found this old parchment texture on a website that I will link in the diddly-doo, and we've just dragged it in. And now we are going to scale it by holding Shift and dragging one side all the way to the right and one side all the way to the left, and what that is doing is retaining the original resolution of the image. And once we've scaled it to our liking, we're just going to click Enter, and there we have it. There's our texture. Now go to your blending mode and set it to multiply, and that's going to make it so that texturizer filter and this are bleeded through to each other, I guess you would say. So now this is basically our canvas that we're going to be working with right now. So after you've done those things, we're going to drag in our picture that we're going to be working with. I just found this on Google Images. I think it's a grandpa walking with his daughter or something, I don't know, but it doesn't matter really. So I'm holding Shift again to transform this to my liking, just to retain the original resolution as much as it can. And we're going to hit Enter, and you can see that now we have I just put this in the middle. I didn't scale it to the whole entire canvas just because we just want what we're working with in the middle and not the whole image. I mean, I guess you could if you can, but or if you want to, but that will work. So after you've done that, drag your image layer that you just dragged in under your parchment texture, and now we are going to add a layer mask so we can utilize some brushes and watercolor effects. So once you've done that, go to Layer, Layer Mask, Hide All. And oh my god, what happened? My image just disappeared. Well, that is okay, boy, because we just added a layer, so don't worry. A layer mask, I mean. So once we've done that, we're going to go to our brush tool, and as you can see, if we start brushing, it's going to reveal some of that image. So that is basically what we're going to be working with. Make sure your foreground color is set to white and your background color is set to black. that will be required if you're going to use this brush kind of thing. And I downloaded a brush set especially for watercoloring effects, so I will link that in the description box as well, so don't worry, I got you covered. Kevin's got you covered like always. So anyway, sorry, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm talking and I'm not doing, so yeah, so once you get the brush set all downloaded and you want to use it, we're going to go to our brush palette, our brush presets drop down menu, and I'm going to just select a good one here, and size it to the resolution of your image. Obviously some of these brushes can get really big and crazy, just like that's what she said, but you get the basic idea. And once you've gotten a cool brush selected, I think you can either drag it, or I like to just click it sometimes, and just click a little bit over here and over there. And I like to kind of have the borders have a soft feel to them. So if you get like a soft brush tool, just kind of click around the borders of it. And especially this kind of brush where it has strokes in it, that's really nice to do. Make sure if you go over here, you're going to see that a line starts to appear right there, and that looks really bad. So make sure if you get that, just press Control-Alt-Z to delete what you just did, and you will get rid of that. So I usually like to use more than one brush here, obviously. Yeah, it's pretty basic actually, just going around the edges. Just going around the edges, filling them in with a brush or 2 or 5 or 7. And that should be good just for the sake of this video. Obviously you should take more time on yours, like I always say, blah blah blah. And so there's your basic watercolor effect. If you want, you can go up to your images and you can adjust the you can just adjust different things like color balance if you wanted to. But I think that'll be good for now. Just for me personally, I like it a lot. So yeah, that's basically the tutorial. Comment and subscribe and thumbs up this video if you liked it. Hopefully more tutorials soon. So see you guys then.